What's up, gang? Nox with you, and we're finally getting around to the intro for this episode of Freedom Year, which features exclusively Carl Aley. Now, I met Carl in Philadelphia. I interviewed him in Key Largo, and I'm putting this together, the final pieces to this edit here in Oakland. The reason it took me so long is, it took a while to get the introduction done. Carl is someone who has to be met and experienced in person to understand. He's got a lot of ideas about life and the body and the design of the body. What is it called? The divine designer, or the intelligent design. And he feels that our bodies, the way they are now, have adapted to the environment, and it's no longer the design that it once was to be. A lot of these clips of Carl is pretty much caught in the middle or towards the end of one of his pontifications, and there's one part where he's reading out of the second book of Aley. So he touches on a lot of things in the metaphysical realm and a lot of things in the healing realm and things like that. Part of what you're going to hear might not make any sense to you, so you'll have to get the book. Anyway, here we are, Freedom Year, episode 10, Carl.
Our whole economy, and it's becoming a global economy, revolves around and is enslaved by medical opinion. Medical costs, health insurance, Obama.
Have you heard Cliff High's pronouncement that America's become a banana republic because we spend 18.5% on health insurance?
Oh, I haven't heard that, but it doesn't shock me. I find that a fascinating statistic, but it doesn't shock me. And the problem is, it's not a fraud. Medical practitioners believe what they do, and they do it to help people. But it's a misunderstanding. They have been improperly taught. And the misunderstanding is fundamental. It's at the base. It's human physiology. It's how many muscles there are. Yeah. It's even the definition of what is a bone. Even our food is petroleum based.
But the pharmacies are petroleum
You want some
based.
Cool Whip? Where'd that come from? The size of the economic impact of what I postulate is enormous. And as a consequence, there are certain dangers. Now, those dangers, the easiest way to dismiss a threat to your living, to your way of life, is to say, well, it's crazy. Yeah. So I understand that. But then when demonstration proceeds, accompanies, and there can be no explanation under conventional technologies, then that voice becomes an economic threat. And almost low profile is better.
Absolutely.
Until it's incontrovertible. The benefits of understanding, of awakening.
I think that's coming. There's supposed to be an awakening coming, slowly but surely. You're part of it.
No, book one. Right. Okay? Here's the cover page. And to do these separate because it's the second page. There we go. The first book of it. All right. What does it say? A new understanding of our potential.
Yeah. You're on the cutting edge.
But then the subtitle of book one is The Awakening.
Yes.
So, and I've already read your book.
Yes.
So It's something that we have to put out there and make it available online, but it explains the theory of the one muscle theory.
How close are you to getting it out
Oh,
there?
we got to do, you and I got to do book 2 now. And book 3 is start. Book 3 I'm having a delight with because it discusses destination station. Reading.
Reading.
It's R-E-E-D-E-N. Just like it's the book of the re-evolution. R-E-E. Not the book of the revolution, but re-evolution and revolution are damn near synonyms in this case, because it's an entirely new understanding of who we are. And I explain why in book 1, what happened, where we got it wrong, and it dealt with what I call adaptive disorders. We've adapted, we've stayed alive. Why do we pretend that we've paid no price?
We don't know.
For that adaptation. I know. I understand that. And I do know we paid the price. The price we paid, for instance, we use, and we know this, we use 10% of our brain. That's a little exaggeration. It's probably about 7.5%, 8%. But 10%ers. And that's what I call us. We're 10%ers. We use 10% of our physical capacity. We're less knowledgeable about that. But as an engineer, when I did my reverse engineering study, what I did, just imagine you're a pretty good shape young guy. Let's say a reasonably good shape adult male human. I stand you up. Now I stand up next to you, the closest machine designs, so doing a comparative design. It's a fundamental requisite of a reverse engineering study. So, and that would be the babono or the chimpanzee. Let's just talk about the chimp because more people are familiar with it. So I put a chimp next to you. He's going to come to about here on you, much smaller. But same basic design, same long arms, same long legs, same torso, smaller head. But that's almost irrelevant for this comparison. But he's between 4 and 5 times stronger than you. Smaller, stronger. Kick your butt from here to Sunday. And felt the Halpern effect, but we had no idea what we were seeing and feeling the rather weak, since it's not fully conducted, electromagnetic current that underlies our skin. There's a current there. Since it's about connection, there must be more than one living thing involved. But other than that, the Halpern effect exists between all living things in sporadic magnitude. It's your human electromagnetic field that senses the electromagnetic field of other living things. Some of us are more sensitive and some of us are less sensitive to picking up these vibrations, but somehow, in a very abstract way, we are all aware, at least from certain people or animals at certain times. We even use terms like good vibrations or, quote, we immediately connected in our everyday vernacular.
One more time. Tell me about the greatest energy on this planet.
The greatest form of energy on this planet is this planet. The Earth's electromagnetic field, which extends hundreds of thousands of miles into the universe around the Earth, is the force that protects us as living things on the planet from the Earth's or the sun's solar flares. So every once in a while, the sun will belch
an explosion in our direction. And it's heading right towards us. But as it gets closer, it encounters our electromagnetic field and literally goes right around us and protects us from those flares. But where does the Earth's electromagnetic field come from? What produces it? Physics. And it's actually a simple enough thing, but the Earth has three moving components, relative motion to each other. First is the core, the most dense materials. We don't know everything that's in the core. There's materials at the center that we can't imagine, but they're there. And that core is surrounded by a liquid magma layer. Liquid rocks, basically. But on top of that is the crust, maybe 5 miles thick. And on top of the crust is oceans and things. But we can consider the crust as a single unit for the electromagnetic field. Well, what happens is, as we know, the crust rotates every 24 hours. It's a day. But the core doesn't. It doesn't rotate. Well, it rotates every solar year. So 365 days it takes for the Earth to circumnavigate the sun. The core of the Earth has rotated once. But the crust is spinning like a top compared to the core. That's relative motion. That's a dynamo. That's what produces the electromagnetic field that generates from the pole of the Earth up and around in a torsional. What's the name of that shape? Torus.
Yeah.
Like a torus, or like a donut with a narrow hole. Our bodies got the same design, relative motion. Your crust, the skin, which is from the hair out, that constitutes the crust. Then there's the atatarelli. Well, no, actually, then there's the liquid layer, which is an oily, lubricating liquid. And then the structure underneath the core. That's how we produce electricity. Mm-hmm. We have a dynamo. Now, the difference with the dynamo that's in the power generation station is it generally has an outside that's stationary, and then we have a liquid layer of oil, and then the armature, which rotates, and it produces power. You get it in your lights. It's relative motion. Well, you should be having relative motion every time you inhale and exhale. Every time your heart beats. Boom, 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 boom. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Alternating current. Bellows of your chest. Positive, negative, positive, negative. It's alternating current. So we are an electromagnetic energy generating machine. The human body is an armature. It's a dynamo. It has a frequency of energy that it puts out. You need more energy put out. You move a little faster. You can control that. You really need a lot more energy. You make electrical connection with the Earth. Well, you think you do that every time you walk on it. You're connected. You're not. You got this layer of insulation around you, the blubber. You can't feel the electricity running through a cord. Why? Because it's insulated. Well, actually, I can feel it. But when your insulation is solid, the blubber is encompassing, you lose connection with that. You have no connection. And we lose connection with each other. So if you're sitting on that side of the table and your electromagnetic field is functioning the way it's designed to function, I can feel it. Just like you can feel mine as I approach you. So it's that the Asians, Hindus, many Buddhist sects, Shaolin monks, They talk about the chi, the inner, and they're right. They've gotten closer to the truth than any other form of medical technology or understanding of human physiology, but it's still no cigar. It is energy, but then they associate with the various chakras and you know, they don't do that for no reason. There's understandable reason, because as the shape of the structure, there are various, we call them joints, there are turns. And they should be able to freely turn. But that damn sesamoid layer has hardened like cement and stuck to the pliable cellulose, the cartilage, bones, and keeps them from doing what they're supposed to. So when you were a kid and you used to be able to bend your wrists like this and back like that, why can't you do it now? Because sesamoid bones have built up. The longer you live, the more you get, the bigger each one gets. Those first two, the kneecaps, become bigger and bigger and bigger. So that the bottoms, from the kneecap down, starts to get skinny. Kneecap up starts to get fat. You got a dam. Kneecap doesn't belong. That material should be able to just flow around that wrap. All the knee is a material folding over itself. And as long as that material can slide relative to itself, its relative motion, it will produce electromagnetic energy and a field that you can sense and experience because it's frequencies. You can change it. You can make it go faster, slower. Music makes us change it. You know, walk into a nightclub and they're playing a salsa. And you got your lady with you. Try to stay. You can't. The frequency of that music. That's why music is so attractive to us. Boom, 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 boom. We feel that vibration. It responds. Our body responds to it, and we find ourselves boogie. So, and a good dancer knows. You want to be a good dancer? Let go. You want to live a good life? Let go. Let God.